Hello, to every soul that's listening tonight. To those who are walking through a season of change, quietly learning who they've become. If these words have found you, maybe you can already feel it. Something inside you is about to explode, not to destroy, but to give birth. Sometimes the biggest shifts arrive in the smallest ways. A sign you almost missed, a sudden intuition, or just that quiet feeling that tomorrow will be different. Don't ignore it, because maybe, just maybe, the universe is calling your name. Aries, your fire is awakening. A new current of energy is rising, ready to open a path that only you can walk. So take a breath, sit still, and let me tell you a story about the first explosion of destiny, where a rare sign appears and everything begins to move. The sky always has those rare moments when the light changes direction, and in that pause, the whole world seems to stop just to hear a quiet breath from the universe. Aries, tomorrow is one of those moments. A door is about to open, not with the noise of the outer world, but with the soft shift of energy, like a beam of light sliding silently through the fog, carrying a message meant only for your soul. For a long time, you've been walking between two worlds, one you can see, and another you can only feel. Every effort, every time you stood back up in silence has been gathering, waiting for the exact moment to ignite, and that moment is now. When a rare sign appears, it doesn't just change your outer world, it awakens what's been sleeping inside. You'll feel it, a clear surge of energy, as if your heart knows something your mind hasn't caught up with yet. It might come as a dream, a sudden call, a number that repeats, or just that quiet pull telling you to look again at your path. Don't overthink it. Let your instinct lead. That's the language the universe uses to speak to the souls who are ready to awaken. Aries, you are the first fire of the zodiac. But even fire needs to rest so that the ember can become a new flame. Life doesn't always warn you. Sometimes it just hands you a moment so powerful you can't ignore it. That moment may come tomorrow, soft as breath, yet loud as thunder. If you felt slowed down, held back, know this: it wasn't punishment. It was the stillness before ignition, the pause before creation. Real miracles never shout. They arrive quietly, and they only ask that you be present enough to notice when the universe places its hand on your shoulder. You might see a sign, a number, a song, a person who appears right when you need them. Don't call it coincidence. It's destiny whispering, reminding you that nothing happens by accident. Everything is arranged, carefully, like an ancient melody where even the silent notes have meaning. This is the moment to take the wheel of your own life. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for approval. Every small choice you make from now on has the power to shape the new road ahead. Trust your intuition, it's the most sacred part of you, and it's speaking loud and clear. And as you listen deeper, you'll realize that this explosion isn't coming from outside. It's been rising all along, from the center of your own heart where faith meets courage. Just like dawn never asks the sun if it's ready to rise, it simply does. Your life is about to move into a new chapter where the light no longer shines on you, but from within you. There are days when the world opens with the sound of an old promise, a promise you may have forgotten, but the universe never did. Aries, tomorrow, is one of those days. A new current is beginning to flow soft, like water rolling over stone, yet carrying the quiet power to unlock doors that have been closed for far too long. Every sign points to one thing: your financial energy, your opportunities are awakening. It might come as a sudden call, a message from somewhere unexpected, or an invitation that makes your heart beat a little faster. The things you thought had gone quiet are stirring again, alive and clearer than ever, as if the universe itself is whispering, "Now is the time." But to hear that signal, you must first become still inside. It takes silence to know the difference between a true calling and the echo of fear. When the outside world gets loud, it's your inner calm that helps you choose the right door. Aries, you were born to act, not with haste, but with awareness. Action with a clear heart, with presence. Right now, a single choice, just one, could change the entire direction of your life. One, yes. One bold step. One quiet belief in yourself. That's the arrow leaving your bow of fire, opening the path for fortune to flow in. Remember, money isn't just money, it's energy. It's the reward for courage, for trusting your own worth. When you move from confidence and integrity, abundance finds its way to you, like water flowing home to the sea. Everything you've planted with patience and discipline is now ready to bloom. This is not luck, this is divine justice, the return of every effort that once went unseen. If you've ever felt left behind, wondered why results took so long now, things are aligning. The ones meant to see you will. The doors that stayed shut will open, not by miracle, but because you are finally ready. When wealth and opportunity arrive, don't flinch. Receive them like someone who knows they've earned it. Prosperity doesn't bloom in doubt. It thrives in faith and gratitude. Sometimes, the biggest movements begin with the smallest signs: a conversation, an email, a quiet feeling that something's about to shift. Don't dismiss them. The universe never shouts, it whispers. And only those who listen can hear that call. You may find yourself invited into new spaces, projects, partnerships, relationships, all vibrating with the energy of expansion. Don't pull away out of fear. This change isn't here to take, it's here to open. Every step you take now brings you closer to the stronger, wealthier, and clearer version of who you are becoming. Like the sun after the storm, your light is being seen and nothing can dim it anymore. Be ready, Aries. What you've been waiting for is finally reaching toward you, not just in the form of opportunity, but of recognition. A new wind is blowing, carrying the sound of open arms, inviting you forward. And somewhere ahead, between the glow of light and the soft breath of destiny, someone has already seen you, clearly, fully, and is about to call your name, with the respect you've worked so hard to deserve. Sometimes, even on the quietest days, a single unexpected glance can change everything. Aries, this is your moment to be seen not through the judging eyes of the world, but through the gentle light of genuine recognition. Someone with influence, someone who holds the key to the next door in your journey, has been watching you longer than you think. They've seen your quiet efforts, the work you never talked about, the discipline you carried when no one was watching. Life has its own way of testing our patience. In all those years of working, giving, and pushing through invisible walls, you may have believed your efforts had disappeared into thin air. But the universe never forgets. It has recorded every heartbeat, every drop of sweat, every night you kept faith in something no one else could yet see. Now, that long wait is being answered. A door is about to open. And the person on the other side is already smiling. They don't see you only through results. They see the way you never gave up, the way you held your dignity when no one stood beside you, the way you kept planting seeds even when the field looked barren. That's what makes you different. The moment that's coming won't be loud. There won't be fireworks or applause. Just a call, an email, an offer that seems small yet carries the weight of every year you've endured. Hold on to that feeling, because it's proof that no genuine effort, no quiet act of integrity ever goes unseen. Aries, you don't have to prove anything anymore. Your strength isn't in what you say, it's in the way you've lived. The world is beginning to see what you've always known, that you don't just do your work well. You inspire others simply by being who you are. When the light shines on you, receive it with gratitude, not doubt. You've worked too long in the dark to question the light now. This is your reward, but also the beginning of a new chapter, one where you won't just be seen, you'll be lifted. Now it's time to stand tall on your own ground. Those who once doubted you are quiet. Those who dismissed you now look up in silence. But let your heart stay soft. Don't answer with pride, answer with grace. Because The wise know. Everything arrives exactly when it should. In this light of recognition, allow yourself to smile, not because you've won, but because you've found yourself again. This isn't just a rise in position or reputation, it's the evolution of your soul. True recognition isn't when the world calls your name. It's when you can stand, open-hearted, and say, "This is who I am." When you accept yourself, the world has no choice but to do the same. And as you move through the crowd, a new glow begins to spread not just upon you, but through you, illuminating others who once walked your same silent road. In that light, a new rhythm begins to form. It's no longer a race to prove anything, but a journey to share your light. When your heart opens and your inner light blends with the outer, all old limits dissolve. And somewhere in that gentle radiance, a new motion begins, soft, steady, like the whisper of destiny calling you forward toward a meeting that feels like fate itself, where hearts, people, and timing finally touch in the perfect light of divine alignment. There are moments when the human heart doesn't speak in words, but in a quiet rhythm, as if someone had gently touched an old scar that once knew pain but has long since healed. Aries, this is one of those times. A chapter of love within you is softly reopening, not to hurt you, but to help you see, with clarity, what you truly deserve to receive. Someone from the past may return, but their eyes are different now. Gone are the impulsive promises, the unformed emotions. They come back not to claim you, but perhaps to finish the sentence they never completed. Listen deeply, not with your ears, but with your energy. If your heart feels calm in their presence, it may no longer be love to hold on to, but a lesson that has finally reached its end. Sometimes love returns not to begin again, but to close in peace. That's how the universe teaches us to release without regret. That person, whether they bring an apology or a smile, is only a mirror showing you how much you've grown. You are no longer the one waiting to be chosen. You are the one who chooses who stays, what enters, and what no longer belongs in your life. Meanwhile, someone new may be walking toward you softly, like the first breeze of spring. They are not here to fill a void, but to help you create a new space where love isn't rescue, but partnership. This person carries a calm gaze, simple words, and within that simplicity, a maturity your soul once longed for. True love doesn't make you doubt yourself. It reminds you of who you are. It never asks you to shrink, nor to dim your light just to fit. It comes like clear water, gentle, pure, and it revives the parts of you that you thought had gone dry. Aries, this is the moment to love with awareness, not out of fear of loneliness, not to prove anything, but because your heart genuinely wants to open again. That kind of openness isn't weakness, it's strength. Only the strong dare to love again after pain. Only the self-aware can choose another through light, not through fear. If someone from the past returns, smile. If someone new appears, smile. Because whoever they are simply a messenger in your awakening, a part of your journey to remembering your worth. What matters isn't who comes or who leaves, but that you've grown enough to never lose yourself in any story again. Love, old or new, is always a test. It asks, can you keep your heart warm without losing your peace? Can you love without abandoning your essence? When you can answer yes through your actions, the universe will send you someone who matches the awakened version of your soul. In this wind of meeting and parting, something beautiful is happening. You're learning to love without fear of loss, to give without expecting, to walk away without looking back. And when your heart reaches that state, soft, steady, and free of grasping, another current begins to move, carrying the breath of divine justice, where the universe quietly returns to you everything that was once delayed in the most graceful way possible. Everything in life moves to its own rhythm, and when you become still enough, you begin to hear it clearer, steadier, calling your name. Aries, perhaps you've already felt it. The heavy waves of energy that once surrounded you are dissolving, like fog retreating at sunrise. Every word of gossip, every jealous glance, every force that once tried to shake your peace, they're losing power. Not because you fought back, but because you've chosen to stand at a higher frequency, a place where light always outweighs the dark. Divine justice doesn't need noise to prove itself. It moves quietly, but precisely like an underground stream carving through stone, wearing away everything that doesn't belong to truth. You may not see it, but every unfair moment you've endured, every wound you carried in silence, is being balanced. Those who hurt you, who dismissed you, are now learning their own lessons. Not because you wished it, but because the universe runs faithfully on the law of cause and effect. Now, your task is not to strike back or to prove your worth. The true strength of a mature soul is not in reaction, but in serenity. When your heart stays pure, every arrow aimed at you dissolves before it lands. Your kindness is your shield, your faith is your armor, and your calm, that calm you've cultivated through every storm, is your strongest protection. In this world, there are two kinds of people: those who fight darkness with darkness, and those who light a candle and keep walking. You, Aries, belong to the second kind. Each time you choose silence over revenge, forgiveness over anger, love over suspicion, your light grows brighter, wider, stronger. And that light is what melts away the very things that once frightened you. If you've thought of justice as something that happens outside you, today, let yourself understand it begins within. When you decide to live rightly, to act with integrity, to keep your heart pure even through chaos, you tilt the scale toward light. True fairness isn't when others are punished. It's when you are no longer chained to the pain. Aries, you don't need to worry about what's being set right behind the scenes. The universe is far more meticulous than you think. It misses no one. It forgets no act of kindness. It overlooks not a single tear you once hid. Everything is returning not as revenge, but as a clear stream washing away the old, freeing you to move forward unburdened. Now, all you need to do is keep walking. Keep your intentions clean, because intention is the seed of every future. When your actions come from goodness, the results will arrive sometimes slowly, but always surely. Let your light speak for you. Let your life itself be the answer. In this very moment, you are surrounded by invisible protection. You may not see it, but if you place your hand gently over your heart, you can feel the warmth, a quiet peace, as if someone stands behind you, watching over you with infinite patience. That very energy is clearing your path, sweeping away the dust, so that the road ahead becomes clearer, cleaner, and lighter. And as the final clouds drift away, you'll notice something beautiful. A cleansing is happening, not only around you, but within you. A gentle invitation is arriving, soft as morning wind, urging you to make space for the new, the pure, and the destined to finally enter your life. Sometimes in life, we don't need anything new, we just need to clear away what's old. Aries, this season of your life feels like a pure morning after the storm. No thunder, no wind, only the scent of wet earth and a sky freshly washed clean. This is your moment of cleansing, not just to tidy the space around you, but to refresh your very soul. Look around your home. Maybe it's a shirt you haven't worn in years, a keepsake tied to a memory that still drains your energy, or simply something you've held on to, just in case. Each time you let one of these things go, you're telling the universe, I'm ready for something new. Energy moves like water, it can only flow when you make room for it. But the act of cleaning outside is just a reflection of what's happening inside. Every object released frees a piece of your past. Every corner wiped clean brightens a fragment of your soul. And in the process, your heart may ache a little, as if a small part of you is leaving with what you release. Let that feeling come and go. It isn't loss, it's a quiet ritual of growth. When space opens within you, write down 3 things you wish to manifest in the next 30 days. Be specific. Be vivid as if they're already yours. Don't share them, don't prove them. Keep them secret, like seeds buried deep in the soil. Everything sacred needs time and silence to bloom. When you read them aloud, you're sending a signal to the universe, I'm ready. And remember, readiness isn't spoken, it's felt. It's the energy you radiate each day. When you begin to live as if your desires have already come true, the universe adjusts its rhythm to match yours. You don't need to chase only to stay in tune. It's also time to look at the relationships that weigh down your heart. Who makes you smaller? Who costs you your peace just to stay? They're no longer meant for your journey. Release them not because they're wrong, but because you're growing. Holding on to what no longer fits tells life that you fear the empty space. Yet only in that emptiness can what's truly meant for you find its way in. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means looking back with a soft smile and saying, "Thank you for teaching me to love more deeply." When you thank the past, the door to your future opens naturally. Every act of cleansing needs gratitude, for gratitude keeps your heart tender enough for light to pass through. Let this clearing become your ritual of freedom. Each time you fold an old garment, wipe a shelf, write a new intention, or close a lingering conversation, you're rebuilding your life slowly, deliberately. With every breath, every small choice, a new chapter is being invited in. And as your surroundings grow lighter, you'll feel another current begin to flow warm, gentle, and full of promise. It moves quietly, a stream of subtle light guiding you closer to true balance, where discipline, mindfulness, and faith begin to shape a season of clarity, stability, and lasting strength. Every time the flow of money begins to move, the universe is watching, testing whether you're truly ready for the next chapter. Aries, money isn't just numbers. It's energy. It mirrors how deeply you honor your own value, how you treat your own faith. When abundance arrives, it brings both responsibility and challenge, a quiet invitation asking, will you let it teach you maturity, or will you let it slip through your hands like sand? Success without discipline never lasts, but discipline here isn't control, it's awareness. It's knowing when to move, when to pause, when to keep, and when to invest. Money is like water. Left to run wild, it dries up. Guided with intention, it becomes the stream that nourishes the entire garden. Some people earn plenty yet always feel poor because they spend to fill emptiness, to prove something, to chase what others have. Others possess little but always feel full because they understand true wealth lies in creating value, not clinging to outcomes. You stand at the edge between those two worlds. Which one you live in is your choice. Start by rebuilding your relationship with money. Don't see it as something to control, but as a companion to respect. Each time you spend, ask yourself, does this nourish me or drain me? Each time you earn, pause for gratitude. That simple act expands your capacity to receive. When you spend with love, you attract joy in return. This is also the moment to see farther ahead. An Aries with vision doesn't just think of today, they think of the seasons to come. Invest in knowledge, in skills, in whatever gives you freedom later. Don't chase the flash of quick success. Every artificial light burns out, only the light that comes from within lasts. Financial discipline is an inner journey. No one can teach it to you better than your own experience. You'll make mistakes, a miscalculation, a poor investment. But each one, seen with honesty, becomes a lesson worth more than any book. Don't fear the tuition of life, it's the smallest price for true freedom. Remember, real prosperity never grows out of anxiety, but out of balance. When your energy is steady, money knows its way to you. When you move with intention, the universe aligns resources to meet you. When you act with integrity, you not only keep your wealth, you keep your peace. And that's something no currency can buy. If you're hearing this now, you're likely standing at a threshold, the beginning of financial and spiritual maturity. Take your time, step with calm and certainty. Let every move you make be a promise to yourself. that you're no longer spending energy just to survive, but channeling it to build. Within that stillness, you'll feel a deeper rhythm where success is no longer a finish line, but a harmony with life itself. In that space, you don't chase anymore, because everything meant for you naturally finds its way back. A new current of light is rising, the quiet return of your inner power, the strength of someone who knows where they're going and why. True maturity doesn't come from knowing more, it comes from the moment you finally dare to listen to yourself. Aries, right now you're standing before a great threshold, not a gate made of wood or light, but an invisible doorway that exists between two breaths, the breath of the one who used to live for others, and the breath of the one who is learning to live for themselves. Tomorrow, when the first light touches your face, remember the universe is waiting for one decision only. Will you choose yourself? Not the choice that pleases others, not the one that meets expectations, but the one that allows your heart to rest peacefully when night falls. It may be a small decision, a call, a word, a single action, but it carries the power to begin an entirely new path. Before you sleep tonight, give yourself 5 quiet minutes. No prayers, no requests, just breathe. Thank life for everything that's past the smiles and the tears alike. Thank yourself for being strong enough to arrive here. Then whisper softly, "I'm ready for the new chapter. I welcome the blessings that are on their way to me." When morning comes, don't hesitate. Step out with open eyes and a fearless heart. The universe will lead you if you simply move. Trust that every door that closed was meant to guide you to a truer one. Trust that every disruption was life's way of showing you your real worth. And trust that within you there is always a power strong enough to create anything you can dream. Now, read this slowly, feel each word as a heartbeat of your soul. I receive my abundance now. I choose my path with courage. These aren't just words. They are a covenant between you and the universe, between you and your highest self. From this moment forward, you are no longer just an Aries learning to believe, you are an Aries becoming. Decisive, radiant, at peace. The best phase of your life isn't waiting somewhere far ahead. It begins here, in this very breath, the moment you say yes to your own spirit. Thank you for walking this path with me, the path of light, of courage, and of coming home to the purest version of who you are. Thank you for listening with your heart, because every moment you've spent here is part of the miracle we are co-creating together. May your night be gentle, your dawn vibrant, and your month ahead filled with everything meant to bless you. Until we meet again in the next chapter of light, where your Aries heart continues to grow, proud, steady, and free.